in addition to that, do we know about the ELOC? Okay, all right, we have, stay tuned, we got another special product coming on the market. But I will turn it over to Evan so that he can talk to you about our private wealth banking.
So good morning still, I think, almost afternoon to everybody. My name is Evan Collins again. Technically my title is Community Lending and Relationship Director here at the Memphis Mid-South Market. And I work very closely with our private banking team. Private client department is Adam Critter, is led by Adam Critter, but I work very closely with them to bring clients on. And in lieu of that, with the presentation that you all have today, our private client department works somewhat different as a community bank than other banks do. You don't automatically have to have a certain adjustable income to qualify for private client necessarily for us. There are certain lines of business and professionals that automatically qualify: doctors, attorneys, CPAs, and a few other professionals that automatically qualify for it. If you're not in the professional category, we do have an asset limit, which is I think $350,000 adjustable gross income for a household, or up to $500,000 and up of investable assets. That does not mean that those assets have to be invested with us. It just means you have to have that. So now you're asking, what is the benefit of a private client? Well, the benefit is it's more like a concierge service. So let's say that someone wants to do some banking and they have certain limits to their availability, and they have someone on call pretty much to be able to handle that for them. In addition to that, there are certain rate exceptions that are granted for products for private clients. So that means if we have a certain rate bump or a rate decrease on a loan product, then they automatically have access to those as well. That's just the beginning of the benefits. We also have an investment team here. We have someone that handles insurance. We have full services that actually open up to private clients that a lot of them take advantage of. Another interesting product is there's a certain leveraging tool they can utilize for lines of credit that also have a rate bump on those as well. So if y'all have any questions, I'd love to answer those. A lot of times when dealing with private client, I've learned it's easier to ask questions than to just kind of dump all the information out, because a lot of times it may not apply. A lot of questions may be more aligned with specifics. So if y'all have any questions, I'd love to answer those.
I do. Tell me about the private client experience. How do you handle that?
So generally begins with a meeting that we give people sign up a private client. They get a fancy card that comes along with it. Their debit card is different than the normal Renaissance Bank debit card, but then they get assigned a relationship manager. Their relationship manager is going to contact them frequently and let them know if they have any changes in the market, if there are any products that may be beneficial to them, if we have any rate adjustments that may be beneficial to them as well, and just really keep them in line with what their goals are. So they're going to check in periodically, and let's say that they're traveling, they need to have access to an increase on their line of credit transfer. That private client relationship manager will handle all those services for them. If they have like a wire transfer, it's really unlimited. So somebody on call, they have a cell phone number, email address, everything, pretty much private banking.
Thank you.
Any questions?
So I'm trying to understand, so the private, your typical client uses the funds for what? It's just basically the line of credit?
Oh, no, it's anything. So let's say that they have, okay, for instance, let's say you have a checking account, just a general checking account. Most people may have just their operating funds in the account. Then people have a savings account as well. The rate on the savings account right now is very low. Rates on certain checking account products are very low. Private client checking account products have a higher interest rate on the checking, and they have a higher interest rate on the savings. So they have those interest rate adjustments that will be beneficial to them because they have those funds. Now, it's not they don't have to have X amount in this account, they're just, the account stylings benefit them in their way. In addition to that, they have a leveraging ability for money market accounts that they may have a rate bump that you can actually do some credit cards with that.
And you said the intro is $350.
So $350,000 of adjusted gross income per household, or $500,000 and above of investable assets. But if it's a CPA or a doctor or an attorney, then those professional categories automatically qualify for it.
It's required to be a medical doctor, or would it be someone who holds a doctorate?
Medical.
What about like, nurse practitioners or, anesthesiologists? That, yeah, would that kind of fall
Yeah,
under the
yeah.
private client umbrella? Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's it.
I have to check with Adam.
That's
Okay.
Because we in the South and we in Memphis, so it's a whole lot of doctors around.
right.
Anything and everything. So, so certain professional categories. So I'll say medical doctors. I know for sure. I can check with Adam to make sure to see if we have other doctors, professionals that would qualify other than those that I listed.
How does that tie into small business lending? Because I know that's your specialty.
It ties into small business lending because a lot of times, with small business owners, the income adjustment is helpful. But also, they can leverage certain assets in both categories to benefit. I have a CPA that's a private client, and of course, he is the business. So he utilizes his money market account and attaches a line of credit to it to do things for the business, but the rates kind of offset. So it benefits him into it.
So he's making money on the money market, but then he's also, paying the interest on the line of credit, so they sort of
Yep.
meld, okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
So it just kind of, not real numbers, but let's say that the line of credit is 8%. And let's say on a money market account, he's getting 6%. It's not real numbers, I'm just giving you an example. Then effectively, he's only paying
3% or 2%.
2%, which in this economy is kind of,
Okay, I'm just thinking, so I have a client, okay, so let's say a scenario, they have like $750,000. Okay. And so he can borrow into that and just come into, I know it's worth like at least $800.
so credit wouldn't even come in play with that.
So he can just get a line of credit, like if he wants to build houses, he can just get a line of credit. Okay.
And the line of credit will be against the cash. So he's earning money on the cash, earning interest on the cash, and the line of credit rate is gonna be adjusted, which means it'll be low automatically because it's cash secured. But then it's gonna offset because he's earning interest at the same time.
Can you run that under, his business tax ID number? Okay, so then you're building business credit.
Yeah, we would have to put the money in a business account.
Correct.
So it would effectively work the same.
Okay, but if he doesn't have a business,
He can do it in person.
okay.
So I was looking for ways for business clients to build business credit, so that could be a solution.
And even from a private client perspective, or personal perspective, if they can write that interest off if it's on their house. I mean, if they're doing upgrades to their home or something like that,
Okay.
that interest can be written off
Okay.
On primary residence.
on property.
So who is like the ideal, who is this ideal for, like what type of client is this, like, that a program for? Like as
I would
opposed to, I
say-
guess, business, or like, why would we choose private lending over the rest? I guess it's going to.
So I would say the perfect or the prospective client would be someone that, so I'll give you another real scenario. Have an attorney that came in and she just had a lot of money that was tied up in the city. I think it's like $200,000 tied up in the city. She's an attorney, doing pretty well. And she did not know what to do with it. She was afraid of the stock market, all these things. So she comes in, she's like, well, through conversation, I found out that she had it. She didn't know what she was doing with it. So I connected her with a private client, and she has a goal of kind of sitting on the cash because she doesn't know what she wants to do with it. She's gonna take a portion of it out. She has some home improvements that she wants to do. She doesn't really know. So that amount of money is just sitting there, basically gaining minimal interest in a CD, but she's gonna be using it, so she needs to touch it. So she has a money market account that's now set up, that she has a line of, that she's gonna do work from home on interest rates offset. But in addition to that, she's investing some of it with the bank as well. So really, anyone that has, I think 350 above of adjusted gross income would be a good prospect, because even if they don't have all of their assets with us, we can still benefit them in the account phase, because they're gonna earn a lot of interest on the checking account that they would be earning anywhere else. So it's an interesting question, because I would say anybody in that category really is a good prospect. But in addition to that, the other flip side of the question is, well, what makes us better than? And I think it's a personal banker. We have people that are in our private client that are also in other banks' private client, and they don't get anywhere near the level of service. Because we're gonna be calling, talking to them, checking on them, seeing what they need, and letting them know when things change. That's just by nature and culture of who the bank is. Other people, they get a card, they get a little interest rate bump, that's all they get. They don't get a phone call, they don't get somebody that's their banker, they don't get it. That's the difference. But anybody that will fit those requirements, I mean, why not take advantage of it? It's just money that you just leave out. People bank when they want to bank, but I mean, I think I would take advantage of it. I hope I answered your question. Anybody else? Any questions? I'm gonna leave my cards with Alicia. If y'all have questions, then please reach out to me, and I will ask Adam about those other doctors, if they qualify, and I'll then,
Yeah, I'll take it.
Denisha.
Did you mention anything other than just like, was it engineers or any other, profession that qualified or just?
So what I know for sure, and again, I work closely with private client director, he is in another meeting today. Medical doctors, CPAs, attorneys. I know those. I know those for sure. Engineers, I would say possibly, but I don't know for sure. But I would think most engineers will probably not. Some engineers will not qualify for the income. Some. That's why they have their household income at 350 as opposed to personal.
Yeah, okay, all right. One day, then we're gonna make it this real estate agent.
I believe some of y'all already on the list.
I think they're already.
I think some of y'all already on
We're
the
gonna
list.
make it this.
Yeah, I think
Is
y'all
this
already on
local? This is local?
the list. Yeah, this is
Just local.
bank. Well, it's actually bank wide.
So it's all over our business. Okay, and I'm saying, but it's not just in Tennessee, it's.
No, it's
Well, I have my side, says okay, okay, gotcha, okay.
thank y'all for your time.
Thank you. So I have Devin's cards and, I appreciate you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Renaissance. Y'all don't know, we are founded in Tupelo, Mississippi, and we are probably a little bit over a $17 million bank at this point. We just did a merger with First Heritage Bank, which is more so in the Carolinas. So growing, building, with strong asset base, probably a little bit conservative, but definitely, we make the right investments where we need to make them in order to make money to keep our bank safe. Okay, so footprint. There you go. Which definitely includes a few more banks in the Carolinas now. So all of our
Wealth management and private banking services are available throughout our footprint. So there we are there. We move on. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, we're gonna primarily focus on portfolio loans because they will cover your medical professional loans, which are gonna be your MDs and DDSs. Also our private client, which is why I really wanted Evan to talk a little bit about private client. I currently have a client that just went into our private client banking. He just happened to, just a regular guy, has a regular job, happens to inherit a whole lot of money, and really didn't quite know what to do with it. You know, he didn't have the resources for, he didn't know a CPA, probably didn't even know what CPA meant. He just really needed someone to hold he and his wife's hand through how to maneuver coming into a large sum of money. So our team, you know, they were very happy to work with him and his wife. And we're actually able to save him about $400,000 because the way that he had completed some of his inheritance documents was incorrect. And so he was about to have a huge tax liability. Our private client team worked around him, pulled in CPAs, we pulled in, of course, our banking team to help get him set up. Now, he can invest anywhere. And the idea is that you are investing. You are diversifying your investments. But Renaissance is a great place to start. Most of us who work here are pretty straight shooters, don't tell you the truth, and really try our best with integrity to meet your needs, to meet your client's needs. As we know, higher earners like to build, you know, they want to custom. So we have a great one-time close construction to permanent loan. It is a portfolio loan. You don't have to be a private client to get it. It's standard as long as you meet, you know, the credit requirement, which is around 700, and you can put 10.1% toward the transaction. You can custom build with a one-time close if you are doing your own custom construction. So it's a great solution for your client who wants to build. It will include the lot also. So if we need to finance both the lot and the construction costs, that's gonna fall under our construction loan. And then at the very end, we will lock it in as a 30-year or 15-year permanent, you know, mortgage, just as we would. We do in that loan, especially since we know we are going into a lower rate environment, we can go ahead and give you, you know, usually at the beginning, we'll go ahead and say, okay, after your construction is done, this is gonna convert to a permanent loan and this is the rate. But there are some float down options at this point because we know the environment that we're going into. So if your rate is higher at the end, you know, post-construction, once we fix the loan, then we will give you the option to take advantage of the current rate or the existing rate, whichever is lower. So it's a great solution for that. And then we have some adjustable and fixed rate loans. The adjustable mortgage has kind of been off the radar for a while just because the rate environment has been so high. So fixed rate mortgages have been better. Rates are better, terms are better. As rates go down, the adjustable rate mortgage will become a player. So in some instances with that construction to perm loan, we have our construction loan, but our fixed loan is an adjustable rate mortgage. It may be a 7-year or 5-year rate mortgage. If that rate is lower than the 30-year, sometimes the client opts for the adjustable rate mortgage. It really just depends on what's going on in the market and what that client needs at the time. So don't count out that adjustable rate mortgage because as rates go down, it will become a player where it'll cycle back again where the adjustable rate mortgage is actually lower than the conventional mortgage. So that's coming. Of course, we have all of our secondary loans, just our regular Fannie, Freddie, you know, FHA loans. In this area, FHA goes up to 426, 456, something like that. And then our conventional loans go up to 726, 756, somewhere in there. So there's a lot of leverage when we're working just with standard regular mortgage loans as well. VA, we have veterans who have served at some point and have some eligibility. VA loans will go up to 700-ish, but they also have a jumbo loan option. So if your veteran is buying a $1 million house, $1.2 million house, they do have the option of 100% financing. As long as they have the availability for their VA loan, they can finance on a VA jumbo loan. So VA does work that into an opportunity for our veterans as well. So I always ask, are you a veteran? Because, you know, if we're doing a high-end loan, we can still use your VA loan. Okay, so a little bit about portfolio lending. It's just gonna go over some of the options. You'll see our 100% loan is also here. If you are buying in a majority minority area, up to 726, you don't have to be a private client person, you just do a regular loan, and not have a down payment on that one. So that helps the client get into the home. If they are a higher earner, maybe they have worked in the job long enough to be able to acquire a large down payment that can meet the need depending on where the home is. In Memphis, we have a lot of great, higher end areas that are still majority minority. So sometimes that can be a solution. This actually, let me see, back. This actually is a flyer, so I'll email it to Shanita, Dr. Stephanie, so that if y'all want to circulate it, you can. So this is actually a flyer that I can send you electronically. And then here are just some information about our private client services. I'd just like to stress that you don't, if you have your professional client, what I always like to say is they get a level of exclusivity with private clients, especially if they fall within some of those categories where there are no real income or asset requirements. We usually want to get your professional client in early. Let's work with them to buy a home. Let's work with them to start to acquire investment properties. Let's help them figure out how to leverage what money they do make so that they can obviously make more money on that, but have some smart investment solutions. Maybe they need a line of credit. Maybe they need to build their business credit. So what I like about it and what I've seen is that the private client team really works with your professional client to meet their need where they are and then to help them as they grow. It's all the way up Boulevard. It's definitely available in all of our footprints. And let's see, I think that's about it for me. So, any questions? Let me know. Thank y'all, that's it. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to our afternoon speaker. And coming up to you, you said you don't even? Okay. Welcome, Reginald Harris.
We gotta say doctor.
Doctor! Might be on the list. It might be on the list. I'm gonna ask myself.
Put myself on the list.
Put myself on. Put myself on.
Good afternoon. We're no strangers in here. If you guys don't mind, I would like to do a quick roll call. We are a family in here. I want everybody to know at least first name, last name, and maybe the company that you're with. We'll start to my left if you don't mind.
Good afternoon. I am Charlene Bailey. I am the broker at Exit Realty, Blue City, and I've been selling real estate now about 28 years.
Okay.
Danny Atkins with Harris, the Harris Realty here in Cordova. I've been in real estate for about 3 years.
Patricia Young with Coldwell Banker Murray. Been doing real estate for 24 years.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Shanita Johnson, Best Real Estate, Objects.
5 years. Wow. Wow. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Teresa Parks. I'm actually treasurer of Liberty Council, also a mortgage loan officer with Independent Bank, and I've been in the business for about 12 years.
Okay. All right.
I'm Milton Martinez, and I've been in the business for 5 years, and I'm with EXP Realty.
Okay. Martinez.
I'm Alicia Taylor, I work here at 921 Realty, I've been on it for 3 years.
I'm Stephanie Bobo Dawson with Prolife Southeast, and I think I've been in 8 years. 7 or 8 years.
All right.
I'm Stephanie Lewis, I'm with Purple Rain Realty, and I'm the current WCBN 2024 president. And I've been in real estate for 27 years.
On Purple Rain.
I'm Denisha Spearman. I'm with Renaissance Bank. I am a mortgage loan officer here, and I've been in mortgage lending for about 10 years this month.
I'm Lakeisha Faulkner. I'm with Harris Realty Services, and I have been in the business for 4 months.
All right. Give it up for yourself, too. Be that's real important because as we do what we do, the reason we have these organizations, the reason that we have these things is so everybody can know each other, right? So if you have a listing, we want to be able to collaborate. Please don't forget that. As we aspire to be multi-million dollar and even billion-dollar agents, we want to make sure that we don't forget the person to the right and the person to the left, okay? We want to bring each other up together. So it's not good enough just for one person to get to the top. How many people did you bring with you? And that's what NAREB is all about. National Association of Real Estate Brokers is all about democracy and housing and bringing everybody up and giving equal opportunity to everybody, okay? So I'm so excited, Women's Council, you guys are on top of it. When they say, what is Women's Council doing? This is what they're doing, right? And again, there was no chicken snacks, there's no pizza over here. Let me say that one more time. The partnership through Renaissance Bank, you guys take care of us and we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Right. Now, y'all ready to get to the money?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. All right, now, quick thing about myself, Reginald Harris, Harris Realty. I've been in the business over 2 decades now. Started at the tender age of 22. And so I've seen highs, lows, ups and downs of this business, but one thing is for sure, if you develop yourself the right way and do business the right way, you will last, okay? And so that's what I want you all to hear. I know, and the reason I asked how long have you been in the business, that's gonna help me know who's in the room. So as you hear the things I'm talking about, whether you've been in the business 2 years or 20 years, make sure that you're still listening, because even at my age, my experience, you have to continue learning. And even the things that you already know, you have to kind of do refreshers sometimes to make sure that you don't let those things slip. Because to be perfectly honest, there's times where I don't really have to get out of bed, right? And so there's been seasons where I've gotten a little lazy, right? Because things are going well, you know, I get a little lazy, but I have to remind myself it's bigger than me, right? And so as you hear the things I talk about today, understand a little bit of my background. My PhD is in psychology. So the lens in which I view things is right here. So even before we get to the money, even before we get to being a multi-million-dollar agent, I have to make sure that we are right here in the right place. Because I can give you all the steps, all the processes, but you have to want it, okay? Everybody say, I gotta want it. All right. So the very first thing is why. Just think about it, why? What is your inspiration to engage in luxury real estate? Okay? Just think about that. Because you don't have to be in luxury real estate to make a lot of money. Everybody understands that, right? Okay? I can sell a bunch of $100,000 and $150,000 houses and make just as much or more than some of these people in luxury real estate. And the reason I say that is because you're gonna go through some things. As you step into this water, if you're not already there, that you may not be ready for, okay? There's many days that I may have a $700,000-800,000 listing, and I would have wished that I had a $150,000 listing, so I get this thing sold and move on to the next one. Okay, so it takes a little something. So I want to make sure everybody's mentally prepared for this. And again, just check out what your why is. Now, your why could be, I just want to do something I've never done, right? And so somebody give me that why. Anybody in here, give me that why. Okay, I've never done luxury. Okay, I want to try it. And so there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And again, once you get in there and really start doing it, you may say, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. Because again, it's a lot of times it's more than what you think. Okay, so I want to make sure I mentally kind of prepare you guys for that. Now, once you decide that this is what you want to do, you have to next identify your ideal client. Just think about this now. Everybody sitting in your seat, you are a business, okay? You have to make sure you see yourself as a business. I don't care what company that is underneath your name or above your name on your business card, you are the business. So I tell my agents all the time, you know, just as long as we're not out here doing something ratchet and making y'all look bad, who cares what the name of the company is? You are the business, okay? And if you understand that point, then you're gonna understand that I have to be more intentional about running my business. So if I start a business across the street right now, number one thing I need to do is identify my ideal client. So right now, I hope you got pen and paper. I hope y'all didn't come to class and just come to listen and eat. I hope y'all came to work, because that's what kind of session this is gonna be, right? I need to identify what my ideal client is. Who do I want to hang around? Who do I want to spend my time with as I do my business? Okay? Do I want Memphis Grizzlies players? Do I want Tennessee Titan players? Do I want corporate executives? Do I want entrepreneurs? Okay? Who is my ideal client? And again, you know, as you begin, different types of clients will come, but you need to have it somewhere in writing who your ideal client is going to be. Okay? And the reason that's so important is, as you build your brand or rebrand yourself, you're going to have to rebrand yourself or brand yourself to attach or to align with that person that you're going after. Okay? So out of those things I listed, somebody name me one that's your potential client. Corporate executive. Okay, all right. So if I'm going after corporate executives, I have to put myself in their space. Okay? What is it that I can do to cater to a corporate executive? What is it that I can do that will attract that corporate executive to me? Okay? Just think about somebody's corporate. One thing is they don't have a lot of time. Okay? So if they don't have a lot of time, what do I need to do? I need to make sure that I am filling in the gaps and providing a concierge type service so that they don't have to do much of anything. Okay? And even when it comes to my presentation, I have to make sure that I present that, because I don't want, if I'm a corporate executive, I don't want to work with somebody. Well, hold on, let me clarify. Most corporate executives may not want to work with somebody who's going to be in a t-shirt and jeans every day. Okay? I'm not knocking t-shirt and jeans. Nobody has it on here, but if you did, I'm not knocking t-shirt and jeans. Because there are some people who still make that work. But starting out, you want to brand yourself as a professional that is similar to that executive. Okay? Now, understand this. A corporate executive is going to come in. Just think about the amount of corporate executive. I don't have a lot of time, so I need somebody who is going to know what they're doing, and they're going to be in the same type mindset. So if I'm an executive, I'm used to running things. Okay? So I am used to identifying people who are good at what they do and allow them to do their thing. You got some executives that micromanage, but most executives that are really good, they find the right people and they let them go. Okay? So I need to have the presentation that matches who I'm going after. If I'm going after NBA Grizzly player, right? This is women's council. So let's be clear and honest, okay? Right? If you're a female, you need to have your presentation together in any way, but you need to make sure that you're presenting yourself so that you can attract. I'm not saying go overboard. Please hear me. Please hear me. Do not go overboard, but I need to have my presentation where I'm professional, right? But at the same time, I need to be fun and likable. Y'all with me? You don't have to be the super party girl. I'm not saying be the party girl, but you still need to be likable and professional and be on top of your game and knowledgeable about what you're doing, okay? Now, as you develop this brand, make sure that you take time and you study your client. Everybody write that down? Study your client, okay? This is, I'm not gonna call it the art of war, but it can be looked at that in certain aspects, because you're going after this person. And you're going after this person in such a way that you're gonna present yourself to them as though nobody can do what I can do, okay? People that have a lot of money and that are executives, they wanna feel like they're exclusive. Just like they talked about in their private banking presentation. People that have a lot of money are used to being taken care of, okay? Right? They're not used to waiting, okay? They're not used to waiting. So I'm not saying I'm in that tax bracket, but sometimes I dip in and out of that tax bracket. And I understand, because I don't want to wait either, right? And once you get used to a certain lifestyle, you don't want your real estate agent to drop that service. It needs to at least be on par with what I'm used to, okay? So if you've never been to Capitol Grill, go to Capitol Grill, okay? And the reason I say go to Capitol Grill is you need to see how those servers serve you, okay? Olive Garden is great, but I guarantee you, you're gonna see the difference once you go into Capitol Grill, okay? So rather than putting your finger up and say, hey, listen, I need some more tea, I need some more water, not at Capitol Grill. That cup is not even gonna get halfway full before somebody's there pouring some more in, okay? Why? Because that person, listen very carefully, they anticipate the needs of their client. It's very important. This is customer service across the board. You have to anticipate the needs of your client. And so oftentimes, if you're not used to people serving you, you don't know how to serve them. So you don't know what right looks like, okay? So that's why I am encouraging you to go into those environments of high net worth individuals so you can see how people move, okay? So let me give you an example of anticipating the needs of a client. So let's say you're talking to Mr. Smith, right? Mr. Smith, listen, I've sent you these email with these properties. You know, I just want to check and make sure you got the email. Yeah, I think I got it, maybe in the inbox. Okay, well, Mr. Smith, are you available today or tomorrow to view the homes? I don't know if it's in my schedule. Mr. Smith, don't worry about it. I can go to these properties right now, today, and I will video all of them. I know we've talked about that you want, your family wants. Let me go by today and let me go ahead and video these properties. Send you these videos to the top 3 or top 2 that you like, and then you let me know if you want to do a walkthrough this weekend. Or if not, we can make an offer based on what you see from the videos. Y'all see the difference? But this takes work, okay? And also another thing is you have to present yourself, as you're branding yourself, present yourself as bigger than just you. Always use the word team. You with me? My team, my group, okay? I don't care if your team is your 13-year-old daughter or your 16-year-old niece. My team. Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
People want to feel like they're being catered to, okay? Now, as you present yourself as the team, you want to make sure, listen very carefully, that your follow-up is tight, okay? I don't have time to deal with people who do not follow up with me, okay? Now, let's go back to the psychology a little bit. Confidence in you. Do you believe you? Do you believe you can do this? Okay? Because if you don't believe you, it's not likely that I'm going to believe you. Okay? So I don't care if you get a list of self-affirmations every morning. I don't care if you go on YouTube University and grab you a 30-minute motivational speech every day, which I do often, right? Consistently, because you got to stay motivated. And you have to stay assured that you can do this. What assists with having the confidence is your knowledge. Okay? Just think about it. If somebody, and really right here, we're in a high net worth area right here. So for example, if I have a client, matter of fact, I just left a client's house a few minutes ago in the same neighborhood where the mayor lives, okay? So for that client, I needed to get him something. So rather than saying, go by the office and pick it up, what did I do? I just went and dropped it off, okay? Say, hey, it's in your mailbox. I just texted him, it's in your mailbox. The document you need is in your mailbox, okay? So again, this is something that has to become a part of you, okay? And you have to expect, going back to confidence, you have to anticipate that you're going to be here before you get there, okay? Say it again, you have to expect that you're going to get there before you get there. And if you're thinking that I'm definitely going to get there, then you have to have a team building mentality, okay? It's 2024, thank God, or not sometimes, that AI is here, that Fiverr is here, that these different platforms are here. You can have somebody while you're sleeping in the Philippines doing a lot of work for you right now. Y'all with me? So invest in either taking the time to learn the stuff or you find somebody to learn it for you, okay? Because it is imperative to make sure that you take advantage of everything that's out there to make your life easier and to make your brand look better, okay? Now, let me go and I'm gonna get into the weeds just a little bit. And I'm gonna talk about with this brand. Are y'all ready for me to go to your webpage right now? Where's my phone? Let me see. Let me pick on somebody. That is your phone. I got 2 phones. Y'all ready? Don't say that. Y'all ready for me to go to your website right now?
Whose website?
Your website.
Sure.
Okay. Your social media?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Everybody ready for me? Who is not ready for me to go to that stuff right now? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. For the sake of time,
Social media is not one.
for the second time, I'm gonna go later, but all of them important, right? Because your presentation, because that client you may have, look, these social media influencers are making 6 and 7 figures now,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if you're going after that person and they see you got 2 followers on Instagram, they're gonna swipe left or right, because that person is not gonna market me the way that I should be marketed. You see what I'm saying? Now let me tell you what to do and not what I do. Let me do as I say and not as I do, right? I got my own issues with social media. Let me tell you what you do. What you need to do is have that presence consistent and have it clean. You should not have a selfie as your profile picture on your phone. Are y'all with me? I've got this, I almost want to pull it up. I've got this lady,
Or on your social media.
all of it across the board. It needs to be consistent and clean. Okay? Y'all got it? It needs to be consistent and clean. So there's this lady, it's a loan officer that calls me, and she has a picture of her. You know how they distort the little pictures and turn them into cat faces, all that stuff? I'm like, baby, what? I said, what we gonna do? You gotta fix this, right? You know, I ain't gonna mess it up the filter today. It's too many women here, I ain't gonna say that. But just the filter needs to look somewhere close to what somewhere close to what you look like, okay? Don't. All right. I'm not saying don't use a filter, but just I don't want to be scared when I see the real you compared to, you know. Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say, a professional headshot
Professional headshot.
is on his best.
That's right. That's right. It costs a little bit, but again, it's gonna go a lot. It's gonna go a long way, because again, people say you can't even take time. You in sales and you don't have a professional headshot, and you gonna sell me what? A $900,000 house? No, you're not ready. You're not ready. And again, the room for error. Let me say this very clearly, because things change. The room for error in luxury real estate is very small. Okay? Because again, like I said, people are used to being catered to. And if you keep messing up and you keep, not doing this, let me give you a little hard example. You may have kids, right? I got kids, it's okay. We got an appointment at 3:30, and my kid missed the bus, and I gotta tell Mrs. Smith and Mr. Johnson, listen, I can't make it, I have to go get my child. That'll be possible one time, right? Or my child is sick. Oh, really? Oh, man, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. 2 times? 2 times after that? Y'all with it? Y'all with it? Now, I'm trying to think of a name. I want to make sure there's nobody's name here. I'm not even going to do it because that lady could be on the other end. So let's just say,
It's not live.
I really want to. It's not live?
No, that's just a report. This is gonna be from Members Home. It's not
Okay,
live.
good. Okay. All right. Tanisha may be okay with you missing 4 appointments or being a little bit late, 15 minutes, 10 minutes here and there. That's terrible. But Mr. Johnson or Mrs. Smith will not go. Y'all understand? He will not go. And he may not even tell you why he's not returning your phone calls. It's because he is on time to everything that he is, and he wants the same or better in return. You with me? This takes a whole different mindset, okay? Now, let's go to knowledge base. So I'm gonna skip over knowledge base. Knowledge base. You need to know what you're doing. Y'all with me? You gotta know what you're doing. You have to know your market. And let me tell you what this looks like. When we go out to show houses, and I tell my agents sometimes too, when you go out, you don't need to constantly look at that sheet to figure out the days on market, the age of the house, how many bedrooms and baths. You don't need to be fumbling with paper when they ask you details about the house. You have to study those homes before you go out there. Are y'all with me? I know you're busy. I know you got a lot to do. I don't care. Sometimes you got to memorize it right before you get out the car. Okay? But do not be caught fumbling, especially if you have not built a great reputation already. If you're building your brand right then, you need to have that stuff in your memory bank. Y'all with me? Because that's what they're expecting. And if they say, okay, well, what are the houses selling for in this area? You need to have that answer, right? You need to be able to say, listen, 3 houses down, this is house on the market for 45 days, and it sold $10,000 under the asking price. You need to already have that information, okay? And again, this is a mindset shift, and this is what it takes to be in this arena. Y'all with me? And again, I know many of you guys have been doing this a while, and I'm even talking to myself sometimes, that you have to go back to the basics, right? This is how you stay in this business for decades, right? And are successful, okay? I'm not talking about staying in this business for a long time and you selling 2 houses a year. I'm talking about out there killing it, okay? Because it's possible. And again, that goes back to your belief set. I don't care what's going on around you. I don't care how many houses you sold this year. You got a whole half a year left, okay? So your belief has to be the thing that catapults you to the next level, right? And then your preparation, so your knowledge base. Y'all ready for the next thing? Next thing is going to be your network of professionals. Like I said before, these high net individuals, they want a concierge type service. So if they need something, you already need to have the person ready to go, okay? I'm not just talking about home inspector, I'm talking about everything. Y'all with me? Jesus. I had a client. No, take this back. This wasn't even my client. This was somebody else's client, right? I was the listing agent. They were on the buyer side. But, you know, we met one time to do kind of a walkthrough, and I was talking through the house with them. And this guy started calling me after the close and just asking me, well, Ms. Harris, I need this. I said, you know you got an agent, right? But he kept calling because I was so resourceful in that moment that he kept calling me back. Y'all with me? And so that goes with everything. That goes attorney, that goes, you know, even things that are outside of real estate. You need to develop a good network, okay? And I'm not just talking about your uncle and your third cousin, okay? You have to go with the people, regardless of their price, that are gonna get the job done, okay? As much as I wanna help some of my people out, and some of my actual family members out, nope, because you're not gonna mess my money up. Let me say that one more time. You're not gonna mess my money up, because no. Even if you have to pick the larger companies, let's say they need a moving company. You may have a moving company that just got started, that's great. But you may have to go with the high end. Say, listen, I'm not gonna, give anybody free advertising, but I'm just saying, you may have to pick one of those top tier, and you need to go with them, okay? Why? Because your reputation's on the line. Y'all with me? So be the concierge. So find that network. You may say, how you find the network? You can go to NARAB. Y'all with me? You can go to different events and find people who are good at what they do. Now, next thing, you see this lady smiling? Okay, y'all ready for the work? For some people, this is easy. For some people, this is going to be a lot of work. Okay? I know it. But it is a part of what you have chosen to do. You have to be visible. Everybody say be visible. Be visible. You have to be visible. Listen, these things, have you guys ever picked up the, have you guys ever picked up at the grocery store, the big magazine, the Memphis magazine,
Memphis Flyer.
Say it again?
Memphis Flyer.
Yes, the Memphis Flyer, some of the other things, but they have all these galas. Y'all seen these magazines that have all the galas and people in the galas and they take pictures? Well, you need to show up. Are y'all with me? I don't care what they call it. I don't care if it's a raccoon conservation gala, right? Show up. That just came. Okay? Y'all with me? Everybody say show up. Show up. You gotta show up. Okay? Why? Because if you keep showing up to these events, I don't care if it's a $75 ticket, $100 ticket, don't go crazy with it, but just keep showing up. You may not know a soul in the room. I don't care what nationality, what race they are, right? You may go to the OLA conference, right? Y'all know OLA, right? H-O-L-A. Come on, stars. Okay, see. All right. So you may want to go to the OLA conference. You may be the only one that looks like you in the room. So what? Keep showing up. Y'all with me? Because if somebody's opening that magazine, you know what? I do recognize this person. Why? Because she or he keeps showing up. Okay? So it is a part of the process. You are in sales. And the beautiful thing is, this is a big, small city. So as you flip through that magazine, eventually you're gonna start showing up. Y'all with me? We're spending all this money on Zillow and all this other stuff. Baby, just spend your money and go to these galas, right? Also, another thing, let me tell you a little trick to the trade. Join some of these civic organizations. I ain't saying you gotta go Greek, but what I'm saying is you can go down to the Rotary Club. Y'all with me? And listen, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. People do business with people that they like and that they're around, okay? I've been in situations where we have had business deals work and we talk about business for about 2 minutes and talk about everything else, right? And then 2 minutes after, not 2 minutes, but after we talk about all the personal stuff and all this other stuff, after 2 minutes we work the deal. Okay, you know what, I got a house I need to sell out here, okay? All right, cool, you want me to come back tomorrow too? Sure, deal is done. You got it? We may have talked 30 minutes about golf, basketball, kids, whatever it is, but because they developed a affinity to me, then they trust me to go ahead and do business for them. That is it. I cannot say, I wish I could have like big exclamation points and say it louder. That is how you get into this space. When I was 37, which was not too long ago, let me make sure I remind you of that. Me and my wife, we joined Southland Country Club, right? Yes, I like to play golf, but also it was bigger than that because I can go play golf on my own, but I joined the country club because I wanted to be in that environment, okay? I cannot tell you how many different relationships that I have made all through that membership. Y'all with me? Did it cost me a little something? Yes, it did, okay? But at the end of the day, I was able to get to where I wanted to be, and then it's having a relationship. So just imagine, I go out here, and there was 3 guys playing golf, and I was like, hey, you guys mind if I join in with you? So not knowing, I joined in with the CEO of the Med, Regional 1. The other guy was a lead attorney at the, what's the other hospital off of Walnut Grove? Baptist. He's a lead attorney at Baptist. Another guy was a executive at First Tennessee, which is First Horizon now. And the other guy had his own business, okay? So just imagine, I just joined in. And now for the next 4 hours of this round of golf, I had a relationship with these guys. What did that lead to? The guy who is the lead attorney at the hospital, he invited me to come and speak before their board because they have no minority real estate brokers that they deal with. So that was 4 hours of golf, and by me just saying, hey, can I join you guys? But because I was in the area, I was able to make that connection. Y'all with me? And let me be a petty Paul for a minute because I had somebody that made a statement about, brown people, black people don't play golf. Well, you may not play golf, but I'm gonna play golf because I know what the money is. You may not play tennis, but I'm gonna get out there and fumble around because I know what the money is. And so this is how you get into that environment. Even if you have to pay your way in sometimes, this is what you do. And once you get in, just don't mess it up. Y'all with me? Once you get in, your goal is to not mess it up. It's the getting in part that often is a little bit difficult, but once you're in, you're in. Does that make sense? It's like an unwritten club, an unwritten organization. BJ Worthy, come on now. Once you're in, you're in. People have been dealing with BJ Worthy for decades. You got me? All the black doctors and lawyers, they call BJ, right? And BJ will lovingly tell them something if they happen not to call her, right? Because she's built a reputation of who she is, and so that's what you guys have to do. And again, there's enough room for everybody say it's enough room for everybody. It's enough room for everybody, but you have to put yourself in the game, all right? Y'all got to be visible part. So y'all gonna be in the magazine soon, right? Y'all going to these galas? Oh, help us. Education and certification. We talked about this a little bit. Continuing education. Make sure that you continue to go out to these seminars and to these trainings. You're paying for the stuff already. These different, like at the board, you're already paying for these. Go to all those free classes, right? If they have a luxury designation, go get it. It's not too expensive, go get it. The stuff looks good on your resume, on your signature, on your email, right? Luxury specialist, a bunch of different ones. Like it's really almost like a say a hustle, but you know, for some of them, it's a lot of different people that have these luxury designations, okay? But it just looks good, right? And most importantly, the lifetime multi-million-dollar designation looks good too, okay? So once you get into that $1 million thing, let's put that out there, okay? The NARAD, let me throw that out there. Come on now, put some respect on that NARAD multi-million-dollar thing or $1 million thing. Put it on there, okay? It brings credibility. Y'all got it? It shows that you care about your craft, and if you care about your craft, I'm gonna have more trust that you're gonna take care of me, okay? All right. Set clear goals. Write down what you actually want. Are y'all with that? What do you want? What do you want? How much do you want to make? What do you want? You have to write those things down. Write down clear goals. You can say what you want and put or more or better, but write it down. Okay? And a beautiful thing that you can do, and I got this from John Maxwell, I believe, but you have to repeat those things out loud every day to yourself. I know this is not the first time you've heard this, right? Write your goals down every day, rewrite them every day, but do you actually do it? I'll tell you something. It changes the trajectory of your life with consistency, okay? I can't say this enough. You probably gonna hear this again. You may go back and talk again in 30 days or next year, and you may not do it. But it is amazing how the connection of you writing your goals down every morning, and if you're overachiever, write it down every morning and every night. Subconsciously, once you write that stuff down, it is the last thing that you're thinking about before you lay your head down to sleep and pray to the Lord my soul to keep. Write down your goals in detail. Y'all with me? If you didn't hear anything else, that thing right there can be life-changing. Okay? Your mind subconsciously will begin to work on finding ways to achieve those goals that you've set. And if you're a Christian, give God details. Lord God, I want to make $2 million by December or more. Whatever your number is, okay, or more. Give him something to work with. Be detailed about it, okay? All right, everybody good with that? Now, genuine and authentic. So, I'm not telling y'all to go out there and get the Louis Vuitton and Gucci and the red bottom and all the other stuff in order to make your presentation right. Technically, as women, you guys can go out there and just go to a lot of different places, dress, fix yourself up, and y'all can be fine. We don't know. Men don't know, right? And so what I mean by that is most people are not thinking about what you're thinking about. We want to deal with somebody who is professional. So I'm saying this to say, you don't have to spend tons of money on shoes and bags and all this stuff, because I promise I'm not concerned about your purse. I need you to be professional, and I need you to have good and treat me with respect and give me good service. So just take what you got, keep it up, and keep it cleaned up, and just present yourself right. That's man or woman, right? But again, be authentic to you, okay? Now, if you don't do, dress up, well, that's fine. Just whatever you do, you better be good with your stuff, okay? So I've had agents. Matter of fact, one of my top selling agents one year, he did not dress up at all, but because he was so authentic, Ralph, he was so authentic, people loved him. Y'all with me? So his authenticity, his work ethic is the thing that separated him and allowed him to be successful. Okay? So everybody say be authentic. Okay. All right. Now, another thing is make sure, like I said before, that executive person is wanting to know that you add value to the situation. Do not just be another agent. There's thousands of agents in this city. What makes you different? If you can't tell me 3 or 4 things that make you different from every other agent in the city, then you need to start all over. Okay? You have to be the one that's going to say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that my client is taken care of. And with that mindset, what you're going to see, what you're going to end up yielding is the thing that you're putting out there. That I'm going to do whatever I got to do, within reason, to make it happen for my client. And my client comes first. If I say it again, my client comes first. Because they're going to find out. As much as you think they're not going to find out, eventually, they're going to find out. Okay? And you do not want to mess up the next 10 years of potential business all because you cut a corner because you had a bill due on Friday. Help us today. I know what it's like to have that bill due on Friday, closing on Thursday, and say, you know what? We might not be closing till next week. Y'all with me? It's been a lot of days. I said 2 decades, right? I've been doing this for a while. You gotta check in yourself, because you know you need that money. But what is best for my client? Is it for them to wait and get a little extra money or whatever the situation may be? You have to do what's best for your client, okay? You have to sow that seed if you want to get the very return. All right, now, let's say invest in relationships. Everybody gonna invest in these relationships. Invest in relationships. People do business with people that they like, okay? So you need to be likable. Don't go overboard now. You don't have to be lovable, be likable. You with me? Okay? Now what I mean by that is, I had a picture, I guess I forgot to put it on there, with the family. So what does that mean when I have a picture of the family? What that was going to mean for you guys is, I need to know the names of their kids. I need to know what schools they go to, right? So when I follow with them, I'm gonna say, hey, isn't Johnny starting high school this year? Come on now. That goes miles with people. So all it takes is writing it down. All it takes is putting that stuff in an Excel spreadsheet, one of these AI apps, put it in there so that you know. And matter of fact, sometimes you can put the person's picture in your Rolodex. And however you structure your information, your contacts, put the picture so you can remember them. Some people, I was like, Lord, the lady came just say, hey, I said, hey. And this is, old client. Lord, have mercy. I said, but anyway, I'm not that old, but I'm, right? So do what you have to do to have that relationship built. And how do you build a relationship? By contact. Y'all with me? Come on, constant contact. Where you at? Huh? Constant contact. You have to make sure you use those resources. You may have it on automation, but some of them know that, but they don't know that. But the fact that you're keeping in contact with, I just had a meeting with a guy this morning. I'm sending these magazines out. You guys seen the magazines where you have like the agent's face on it and get recipe books and all this stuff? Send it out. You make $1,000 with these people. Pay the $4 or $5 for the magazine so they'll know that you're still there. Okay? Because what you don't want to have happen is you scrolling on your Facebook page and they closing with somebody else. Ooh. It does something in here. Stephanie, I don't know about you, but I'd be like, wait a minute. You know what I did to you. Help y'all jacked up credit. I did all that stuff for y'all. And y'all don't forget. Right? But the reality is, they forgot because I haven't been keeping in contact. So everybody say constant contact. All right. Takeaways. What are your takeaways? I'm trying to shut it down. I'm preaching. I keep going. But yes, ma'am. Be visible. Okay, so we're going to turn this into boot camp. So what are you going to do to be more visible?
I'm going to do more network outings.
Okay.
In addition to WCN, my goal is to spread my wings a little bit more. Show up in places that I haven't shown up before.
Where your badge?
It's in my car.
I don't know you.
I know you.
Where your badge? Okay, most everybody got it right. Most of everybody has it right. Your badge. Right?
And I actually found my badge too.
I didn't say any names. Lord done convicted you, I guess. All right, but you're gonna be more visible by going to more outings. Anything else? Contact.
And you guys are my clients.
Yes.
So
Yes.
It's my duty to contact you and reach out to you and show you who I work.
That's it. Anybody else? Takeaways? Yes, ma'am.
More visible and join more organizations, or for me, show up at the organization that I'm a part of.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Because a lot of times it feels like work, but it is work. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many different events, different organizations have going on, but sometimes in this business, you have to, because either you can go with a few and go deep, or you can be with a lot and be shallow. What I mean by that is your time. So in marketing, you may need to go with a lot and be shallow and spend a little bit of time so they can remember your face. You with me? They can choose other route. You can just choose a few organizations, go deep. But what you're looking for more exposure. So if I join a lot of organizations and I, show up every now and, if I show up just for a little bit, come and say, hey, and, get some cheesecake and roll, at least they see me. Okay?
With my name tag on.
With my name tag on. Come on. With my name tag on. Y'all got it? All right. Sporting events, I put that on there too. So if you're trying to get a Grizzly player, where you need to be? The event. And really, you need to go talk to the human resources. You need to go talk to the front office, the executive office. Yeah, I mean, rather than being down there where everybody's, screaming their name, you need to go to the back. You need to go security guard. Okay? Willie, come here. Talk to me. This is my card. This is what I do. Okay? Y'all got it? And exceed expectations. Everybody got it? Exceed expectations. All right, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
More professional networking and getting in touch more with my spirit influence.
That's it. Your sphere of influence. Church house, come on now. Sunday morning. I love you. Jesus loves you. And here's my card. Right? Here's my card. I'm adding value. I don't feel bad because I'm adding value. And let me tell you, that's one thing they broke me from, because networking in my 20s, I was like I did it for, just imagine, I need to post a picture. I found an old picture of me in my little headshot at 22. It's hilarious. But I remember I was like, man, I don't feel like I was excited about business cards at first. I was like, I'm going to these places, this young guy handing these business cards out, and I was like, I feel like I'm needy. You know what I'm saying? But what transformed my ability to network is, I was like, no, I'm not needy. I'm adding value to them, right? So matter of fact, when I go in and I'm in a conversation, what do you need? You're in trucking, you're in landscaping. What do you need? Y'all with me?
Yeah.
So, because you don't want to come off, do they still say thirsty? Do young folks still say thirsty? Okay, you don't want to come off thirsty, do you? Y'all leave me out by myself. You don't want to come off thirsty. Thank you. So if you don't want to come off thirsty, then you come adding something to them. Okay? All right. Give me one more takeaway right here. What's your takeaway? Being authentic. You enough. Say I'm enough.
I'm enough.
You are enough, sister. Right? Right here. What's your takeaway?
Confidence in your brand, believing in yourself, making sure your knowledge base, and keep training and education.
That's it. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
My second way is writing it down every day, writing down your goals every day.
Yeah.
Cause, for a while I was trying to do it, but then it was kind of like I'm writing down the same thing every day, and I was trying to think of something else, another goal, but just keep writing the same goals down.
Write the same thing down. I've got a pad by my bed. So it's right in a little thing, nightstand right by my bed. Write it down. Got it? It's so small, but it's so impactful. Okay? Anybody have any questions? Any questions? Yes.
On what you were just saying, as seasoned agents, in business now, I collaborate with a lot of younger agents because I mentor a lot. And they get away from the business card and name badge, and I think those things are very important, to continue to do. When I first got in business, I set a goal to pass out 1,000 cards a year.
Come on.
I did it for 5 years.
Come on.
1,000 cards a year. So it's been, prosperous for me. I've done well.
Yeah.
I'm good where I'm at, but just the mindset that I don't need my name badge. I don't need to do these business cards. And yeah, 15 years you like, but I tell Amy, when I first got into business, when I go to the grocery store, somebody said hello to me.
Come on.
They had my card when I left.
Come on.
They may have threw it away.
Yeah.
But I put it in their hand.
You have to want it. This is the thing. Please don't forget this part. Nobody can want it more than you want it for yourself. I don't care how comfortable you may have gotten. Just like I said, sometimes I've gotten lazy over these past 2 decades, but what shakes me is I got to make sure that I'm focused on my why. I ain't talking about these bills for this month. I got kids. I got grandkids that are not here yet that I want to have something set up for. So that's what gets me up out of bed now. Not just to pay these bills, because a month may be straight. Next month, a year may be straight. But I gotta keep going. It's bigger than me. I gotta have more so I can give more. Okay? And the business card thing, even with this little digital card, which is cool, I got all the little apps and stuff too, but I be accepting them things. I don't forgot the folk name, I don't know how to get back to it, but if I got a card, then it's in the drawer, I can pull it out, right? You can have both. Both is good. Both is good. All right. Madam Shanita, who's in charge? Is that good? Any other questions? Thank you for your time. Hope I kept y'all awake. And believe in yourself, right? Believe in yourself. Y'all, let's get a quick picture. Let's say I don't know why you guys spread out.
We're gonna get one in front of
Yeah.
You and selfie? Everybody. We're gonna get one more.
Everybody, unless you want us all to get to one side.
No, we have to get one in front
Keep
of
one
us.
from
In front of the thing.
Yeah, in front of us.
So we're gonna let you close us out.
Okay, let me call you out, I'm gonna take.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll follow my orders. Thank you all so much for coming. We appreciate you so much from Women's Council NAREB. Hopefully y'all got some out of this today, right? It was really, let's give him a hand. Thank you so much. I remember you just said your last words, we gotta have more so we can give more.
Come on now.
Because our children, our grandchildren are looking at us. And they are counting on us to be who we are, authentic, being consistent, making sure that we're constantly staying in contact with people, and doing all the things that we know we need to do to be successful real estate agents and real estate professionals. So on behalf of WCN, you all can join us, WCN.NAREB.com, $50 per annum, and we would love for y'all to come to participate in events like this, and maybe you all may have some suggestions or something that you want to do, and we can actually do that. So look forward to us sending you all emails soon, those who have signed up for our next mixer, because we want to know what you all want to do in this season going forth, because we have a lot of things that we need to talk about. I also want to tell you, make sure you vote.
Yes.
Vote, 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 and make sure you tell your grandchildren and your children and their cousin them, all of them, if they're 17 or 18, they need to vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but vote for democracy, okay? That's all I'm gonna say about that. And again, thank you so much, Mr. Nisha Spearman and Renaissance Bank for always being here for us. Thank you so much, Madam First VP, for always doing everything, always doing awesome for us. Thank you so much for Madam Ashley. Thank you so much for always showing up, and thank my board. We want to thank Madam Angela, who is our education chair. She's always doing things like this, and she's responsible for making sure we get these things done every month. And so I thank my whole board. Thank you, Madam Governor, Ladora Cooper, who's always supportive to us. And thank you all, our future WCN members. Yay! So thank you so much. We pray that you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of the week, and do what you need to do. Take those cues from Doctor in the house, to make sure you do what you need to do, from Dr. Reginald, to make sure you can do luxury real estate. Because be confident in yourself, but be authentic. Don't be afraid to stand up. Don't be afraid to go to different meetings and different civic engagements. And make sure you it's like in the Bible says, what Moses was that you have in your hand. A lot of times you got a lot of little stuff that you already have, but you're not utilizing it. So what is that you have in your hand? Use it. Amen? Amen.